Hi everyone! Following my 18 kg weight loss, I was asked by many of you to put up a video highlighting some of my main habits which I established during lockdown to help me lose weight. So this is what this video is about. I will be highlighting 10 good habits which helped me, and I hope that they help you too. Now, I do also want to highlight that I didn't actually go into the first lockdown thinking, right, how am I going to lose all this weight? It was never my intention. My intention was to maintain. My intention was to not get any fatter or any bigger, because that was like my main fear, not being able to go to the gym, not knowing what was going on. So I just came up with some habits and I followed them throughout the period of lockdown. And it has actually helped me to understand that weight loss is not as complicated as we think it is, but it does consist of two key themes, let's call them. 1, persistency, absolute key. And 2, lifestyle change. You cannot think that you can just do it for a month or two and then lose some weight and then go back to how you lived your life before. So watch this video and hopefully we can change some of your habits, your bad habits, to some good ones. Enjoy! Habit number 1, increase your physical activity. Exercise, exercise, exercise. I know it sounds obvious, but it's super important. But it does depend on how much you're doing, what you are doing, and how consistent and persistent you are at it. So personally, I was doing up to 1 hour of exercise a day. I know it's a bit much, but it was only because of the lifestyle that I was leading at the time. I was teaching 5 online classes to keep, people busy and fit during lockdown. So this is what I was doing and dedicating my time to anyway. And then on top of that, I have two dogs, one of which is a husky, which requires a lot of time and effort and walking time. So that he also helped me. And then of course, to not stay indoors the whole time, to get some fresh air during the lockdown, I would occasionally also go for a jog. It wasn't something that I loved or love doing, but it's something that just keeps me sane. So all these things added up obviously allowed me to stay active. Now, this is not what I am recommending that you should do. This is personally what I did. What you could do, and what is usually advised or recommended by fitness professionals or doctors, the NHS and so on, is that if you choose to do a vigorous activity, physical activity, like running or jogging, aerobics and so on, then you should be doing between 45 minutes to an hour 3 times a week. Okay? If you choose to do more sort of moderate activities such as brisk walking the dog, or canoeing or cycling, things which are sort of a little more toned down, then you should be doing at least half an hour 5 times a week. Okay? Now, it would also be ideal if you could integrate 2 days a week, again between 45 minutes to an hour per day, where you're doing some sort of resistance training. So that's less cardio, obviously, and it's great for building muscle strength and for toning, and yeah, so I would advise that too. Habit number 2, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, also known as NEAT. I had no idea what this was, okay? I did have to look it up, but essentially this is something I was doing, but I didn't know what it was called at the time. So it's really great, okay? It's great. It's pretty much all the energy used and all the calories that we burn outside of the physical activity of all the exercise that we do, okay? So that's to the side. This NEAT, if you look it up, you will be able to see that I'm not lying to you. It's pretty much everything else that we do to stay active without actually doing the exercise. So for example, mowing the lawn, or walking up and down the stairs, or just taking the longer way out from the tube station, just basically stay active. So any excuse that you can to be able to move, do it. So for example, I was doing a lot of cleaning in the house because there was nothing else to do at the time. So I was like, okay, how can I keep moving? So, even if little things like my mom needed something from upstairs, or my dad needed a favor, whatever, I would do it just to keep active. So any excuse you can to move, don't be lazy and move, because these calories are going down. So I thought this is brilliant. So when I started looking it up, I was like, but there must be a term to explain this. Like, how do I, because I didn't want to just say habit number 2, just keep moving around. You know what I mean? So anyway, I started looking it up. It's a real thing. I am so chuffed. Please go look it up. But that's habit number 2. Don't stop moving. Don't stop moving. Habit number 3. Do not skip breakfast or any other meal, in fact. So please stop thinking that if you skip meals, you're gonna lose weight. No, I didn't skip anything, okay? I ate and I ate well as well, okay? So for example, okay, my favorite breakfast so far, I have it like pretty much every day. I'm a bit obsessed. You can judge me if you want, but it's 2 pieces of whole grain toast, the one with the seeds in it. I love it. And then you mix some grated tomato, okay, with a little bit of olive oil. You gotta have a little bit of olive oil. You mix it, you put it on like it was a spread, and then you cut up some nice fresh avocado. Trust me, not only do I never, and that's 2 toasts by the way, okay? Sometimes you can add an egg on top, whatever, as long as it's healthy. And I love that. I absolutely love this. It's my favorite breakfast to date. It doesn't make me feel full after. It doesn't make me feel hungry shortly after. So that's my ultimate favorite. But in terms of what I recommend is obviously having, if you could replace things like cereals with porridge or oats, any sort of milk, replace it with soya milk or coconut milk. Bread, of course, instead of having white bread, change it to brown bread. Have an intake of eggs, which is nice and rich in protein. Fruits, yogurts, those things which are quite healthy. But whatever you do, do not skip breakfast or any other meal. Habit number 4. Avoid all sorts of added sugar foods and processed foods. Okay, so processed foods are altered, okay, when they're being manufactured so that they can taste better for us. So they usually tend to have a higher level of salt, sugar, fats, and so on. Now, I have a list because I didn't want to miss any out, but I want to give you a good picture of what is not great, okay? So these are the types of things that I tried to avoid, and as you all know, you should too. Things like breakfast cereals, cheese, tinned vegetables, bread, savory snacks such as crisps, sausage rolls, pies, pasties, meat products such as bacon, sausages, ham, salami, cakes, biscuits, soft drinks, milk, table sugar, jams, chocolate spreads, sweets, biscuits, Coke, squash, sweetened fruit juices, alcohol, fruit yogurts, ketchup, salad cream. These are all quite bad for you. I know. I was disappointed too. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not saying that I was on point with all of them, but I did exclude a lot of them. I tended to just be more focused on eating fresh fruit and vegetables. Poultry, fish, absolutely loved my salmon, tuna, and yeah, unfortunately you gotta cut that crap out. Yeah, there's no easy way around that one. Sorry. Okay, so one big tip, when you do go shopping, please have a look at the labels, okay? So you see the packaging, you have how many fats and sugars and blah, 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 blah. Please start having a look at that if you don't. What I have done to help you out is I have included a link below in my YouTube page underneath this video, which actually gives you a little bit of a guidance. It's been taken from the NHS website, so it's a credible source, which allows you to see if the foods that you are choosing are high in salt, in fat, unsaturated fat, sugars, and so on. Because I know that it can be very confusing. You don't know whether a certain number or a specific number of grams is high, is low, is it good, is it bad. So I have included the link below. Okay, so check it out, and happy shopping. Happy healthy shopping. Habit number 5, eat foods which are high in fiber. Now, fiber is great for weight loss because it allows you to stay full longer. So it avoids you snacking throughout the day and wanting to just overeat. It's also great because it prevents, or not prevents, but it lowers the risk of heart diseases, strokes, type 2 diabetes, so it does have quite a few benefits. When I talk about fiber, I am referring to foods which are sort of like whole grains. Instead of having your normal pasta and normal rice, you could replace that with brown rice or brown pasta, and have wholemeal breads. Include chickpeas, beans, lentils, and almonds. Almonds are a great snack. So seriously, almonds are great. Whenever I tend to like get hungry and peckish, that's what I snack on. So yeah. Habit number 6, increase foods which are rich in protein. Now this one is a favorite for me because I don't feel like I have to sacrifice much, but essentially we're talking about foods such as poultry, so chicken and turkey, fish such as tuna, salmon, highly recommended, super good, super tasty, super healthy. Seafood, yeah. Eggs, of course. I stuck to lean meats, so things such as beef, for example. I avoided pork, but that's just also preference of mine. I'm not into pork that much. Now, why is protein so good for you? It really does help to boost your metabolism, to help you break down that fat. It helps you to stop overeating. It allows you to just not be hungry as much so that you don't have to snack late night and so on. It also helps to build muscle strength, muscle mass. Honestly, protein, I love it. You should too. Habit number 7, keep a positive state of mind. It's all about the mindset. Now, I keep saying this, but it really is true, and it's not just for weight loss, but just generally in life. We need to have a great positive approach to whatever comes at us. So what I advise, which is what I did, is train your mind. We feel like we know it all and we feel like we can control our emotions, but we really can't. So what I actually started doing was I started reading. Specifically, I read one book. It's in Spanish. It's called El arte de no amargarse la vida. Now, translated in English is The Art of Not Making Your Life Bitter, basically. And it takes on a more psychological spin on life, and the way we approach life, the way we see life, what we feel we need in our lives to be happy, and what we really need, you know. So there's comparisons, and I'm very much into that because I personally am trying to change the way I look at life and the way I look at how I can be more positive and the way I can really achieve to be a more successful person, a happier person in life. And unfortunately, I don't know how to do that without reading, without knowledge. We think we know it all, but we really don't. So please try to train your minds. Reading is a good option. Be surrounded by people which are, you know, inspiring, people who motivate you, people who are not toxic, people who are not negative, you know, and you will see changes. You will see changes in the way you look at life. And when you look at it in a more positive way, as a result, you'll be able to achieve more things from life, including weight loss. So that's what I did by reading that book. I also did things such as getting out of the house to try and get some fresh air and to really not be locked in the whole time. It allows you to get out of that depressive, anxious state of mind, which, you know, we can be sucked in very easily. I don't think you're alone when you think, oh my gosh, I feel so depressed, or I feel anxious, I don't know, I can't sleep, or how am I going to get through life? I think we've all felt that, and I think we do all feel that. I think it's just stigmatized, no one talks about it. So we just need to get out there a bit more. Even if you don't want to work out outside, you just want to go for a walk, let's say, or you just want to listen to music, to a podcast, or walking the dog, whatever it is, just get out, just give your mind a break. Don't be indoors the whole day. So absolutely, that is key. A bit more, and we need to look after our psychological well-being as well as our physical. Our physical well-being and our psychological well-being are pretty much intertwined. So we really have to make sure that we are looking after both of them at the same time with equal importance. I feel that most of us put so much pressure on the way we look aesthetically that we actually forget about how we look within our minds, how we really feeling, what's really going on in our brain, in our emotions. And I think this is another thing that I would really, really recommend that you do, is try to really understand you. Who are you? How do you really feel about certain situations in life? Habit number 8, drink water. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress enough the importance of water. It is recommended that we drink at least 2 liters per day. So this is definitely one thing that helped me a lot. I was drinking between 2 to 3 liters a day. And on top of that, I was trying to squeeze in 2 or 3 cups of green tea. As a consequence of drinking so much water, I felt that I was feeling more full. So that was obviously helping me. I tried to drink just before meals, which allowed me to obviously not be as hungry when I was eating. So that's a really good tip. And then, I replaced all sugary drinks, most drinks. I mean, alcohol, obviously, I did cut out. I'm not so much into alcohol anyway. So if you are, okay, fine. Maybe you just have to cut it out a little bit, okay? But in terms of water, I replaced pretty much all the drinks that I was having with water. And it worked wonders. Also for the skin, baby. Habit number 9, sleep well and reduce stress if you can. It's very logical. If we don't sleep, obviously the next day we feel very demotivated. We tend to want to skip exercising, for example. We tend to maybe binge in foods that are more comfort foods rather than healthier foods. So it is recommended that we do sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. Stress can lead to changes in the metabolization and appetite. Now, I do understand that there are some people who, when they are stressed, they tend to lose weight. I wasn't one of them. I'm not one of them. So the reason why, we should manage our stress levels anyway, regardless. But particularly for someone who wants to lose weight, stress is very important. We need to really try to manage that. Essentially, stress will make us feel more anxious, more depressed, without the will to want to do anything. We will feel more sort of demotivated, then we'll start binge eating, and we won't want to exercise as much, but it's all here in the mind. Unfortunately, it's obviously hard to prevent it from happening. It's a very natural and common thing that we all suffer from, but we should definitely try to minimize it. Things that I personally have done is taken time for myself. So I make sure that there are specific times in the day or in the week where I look after my mental well-being, my physical well-being, and I prioritize that. Definitely try to work on what you can do within your daily routine to try and manipulate the stress that's in your life. And finally, habit number 10, stay focused and stay positive. It's not going to be an easy process, and you're not going to behave perfectly throughout it. We're not perfect people. So we are going to make mistakes. We are going to have our bad days. We are definitely going to feel bad. We are definitely going to skip exercises. We are definitely going to eat badly. We just need to keep going. This is not about being perfect. It's about progressing each and every time. It's about, for example, in my case, I had 7 days. Obviously, we all have 7 days in a week. And I would be like, okay, in 1 week, I might have 1 or 2 cheat meals. And I'll have those 2 cheat meals one on Saturday and 1 on Friday. But then if it so happened that, for example, during the week, I just craved something that was a bit more naughty, or had a little bit of a cheat meal, then I would try to make up for it the next day or that same weekend. So then on that weekend, when I had planned to have the cheat meal on the Friday or Saturday, I would replace that day with the Tuesday. Therefore, on the Friday or Saturday, I would then eat better. So what I'm trying to say is be flexible. Don't be harsh on yourself, because if you are consistent, you will get there eventually. But you just need to keep going, and you just need to stay positive. And remember, it's a lifestyle change, so we need to be making these changes into our lives, and we need to be keeping them. It's not just about, okay, I'm going to do this for the next month and then I'm just going to go back to my old lifestyle. No, it's about, okay, I need to really feel these changes. What really works for me? It's not just about following a diet plan or an exercise plan. It's about what really works for me. Then integrating that into a plan, yes, but it has to be comfortable for you. You cannot live your life just sacrificed and hating it the whole time just because you want to lose weight. It can be pleasurable. You just need to find what works for you. And another thing that I did, which is quite good, is I would actually use small plates to put my dinner on, because psychologically it made me feel a little better. So rather than filling up a big plate full of food, I would use a smaller plate, and then it would look like the plate was filled. And so psychologically I didn't feel like I was limiting myself, or I was on any sort of diet or anything like that. I was just trying to maintain my portions. So that is a good tip. And finally, track your progress. I think it's super important, and it's super motivating, because eventually when you see that you start losing some sort of weight, if you weigh yourself, it could be once a week or once every 2 weeks or maybe once a month, depending on how you feel. Then if you do see changes every time that you weigh yourself, or every time that you fit in specific clothing, then you are going to feel good, and that's going to keep you motivated. At the same time, if you feel that, oh, it's been 2 weeks and I didn't lose anything already, then you can make some changes and you can take it from there. So this is why I track it, and I think it's very, very good, so you know where you stand at all times. I hope that these 10 habits will help you. If you have any more questions or any more doubts, then feel free to contact me. I will be very happy to help you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.